Hello. So, sorry I missed yesterday. For those who don't know, I'll explain why I had to miss yesterday's stream in just a second, but because it's related to some big news. But but to start off, welcome to day 16 of the Bloodborne Emergency Donathon. We're still at about $540 donated in total, so still working our way towards the $600 donation goal of making me play Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for the first time. And if you haven't been here before, the way this works is I'm playing through Bloodborne for the first time with a limited number of lives. And every dollar donated will add more lives, as well as contribute to the different donation goals we've got. So, if you're able to, please consider subbing to the subbing to the channel, gifting subs to the channel, donating bits, or directly donating to my PayPal. That last one especially, because that one helps me out the most. But if you're able to, please consider doing so, because it'll add more lives to this. Meaning this has to go longer, and it will count towards our donation goals. So, where we last left off, yeah, I just started off at Cainhurst when I last left off. So let me go back to Cainhurst, and I'm starting off tonight with about 330 lives left. So. I've already lost about 250 lives. I'm gonna need to keep an eye out for those. I'm gonna need to keep an eye out for those flea people, the fleeple, if you will. I think they've killed me twice already, and they killed me. Well. I guess let me take a look around here. Now, there they are. Oh, great. Oh, gosh dang it. Well, that's not setting a good tone for tonight. Dang, I thought that second to last hit killed me, and only as she was getting up did I realize that I was still alive. And then they killed me. Alright. I don't know why I picked those up. I've got nothing. Okay, if I go down this way, what's waiting for me? Oh, okay, there's one of them. Jeez. I think the biggest... Ew. I think the biggest thing that's throwing me off when fighting them is that they really aren't stun locked by... Well, they're not stunned. What's the proper way to say it? They really don't seem like they're affected by any hits I do to them. Like they won't get any knockback from me hitting them. They'll just they'll still take the damage, but they won't ignore the fact. But they'll still take damage, but they'll ignore that they got hit. Oh, great, that's new. Gosh dang it. Again? Okay. Alright, well, I was gonna wait to, like, give the big news, but I might just go ahead and do it because I think I'm gonna basically be stuck here until I can, get past all these enemies. What if I just try moving downward? What if I just run down here? Oh. Why did this... Gosh damn it. Okay. 327 lives. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop here for a second, and then just when I respawn, I'm just gonna stop for a second and then just say the news. Because I don't know how far I'm gonna get in this place. So we're just gonna walk back here. We're gonna go keep the dead horses company. Or I'm gonna go keep the dead horses company. So for those who didn't hear me say this story on Discord, because I have to give the full story for what happened. So last Saturday, my parents and I visited the house that I was formerly staying in, because now that I've moved out of it, they're gonna start getting ready to sell it, because they wanted to sell that house. And so we were there on Saturday to kind of like get some things done to prepare the house to be sold, but we weren't able to get everything done. So they told me that they wanted me to return on this Wednesday, as in the Wednesday that just like the Wednesday 2 days ago. They wanted me to return to the house and like work a couple more things, and I told them sure, I'd be willing to do that, but then I jokingly told them now that we're making these plans for me to be away from my computer for a day, that's gonna be the day when a job calls me up with an interview or accepts me for a job offer. So then on Monday, I got a job interview. I got given a job interview for Wednesday, and had the job interview, and it apparently went very well because a few hours later on Wednesday, that job called me back and said that they wanted to hire me. So I do have a job now. Yeah, I was able to get a job. Now, the job doesn't pay that well. Like, I'm still gonna... Yeah, the job doesn't pay that well. It's only like $16.25 an hour. And the hours are very weird. When I start this job, it's gonna definitely affect the hours I can stream. And I know I just started a new stream schedule, but it's gonna have to change again after I start this job, because the work hours are like... The work hours for this job are like Wednesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then Saturday and Sunday, 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. So my weekend is going to become Monday and Tuesday, not Saturday and Sunday. However, there are some benefits to the job. One is that it's a remote job. So it's a remote job. I can start working it and building up money. And then once I eventually get enough money to where I can move out of my parents' house, once I get enough paychecks to where I can start looking to move out of my parents' house, I can just like basically like start preparing to move. I can start preparing to move, and then just get back to working the job. Like, I can, because it's remote, it'll actually help me out a lot, then I can just keep working it from wherever I'm at. So if I move, when I move out of my parents' house, if I move out of town or even out of state, if I can afford that, yeah, I can just go plan my moving and then just immediately go back to working a job. So, and the other benefit is that because I do have this, I can start, well, building up money. It'll take some time because, again, how much it pays, but I can actually finally start building up some money. Oh, hey, Sick Respawn, welcome in. So yeah, that's the good news, is that I have gotten a job, and I'll be starting it like February 24th. So like after this week, I've got about 2 weeks until I start this job. And yeah, on the one hand, it doesn't pay that much, but it is work, and it's remote work, which means that another benefit to remote work is not only will it help me when I get to moving, but also the cost to get, like, I won't have to pay for gas in order to like drive. I don't have to drive my car there and pay for gas, so very easy to manage. And then, yeah, just when I'll have to plan out. I know I just started a new stream schedule, and I'll be sticking with this because I'm gonna stick with the stream schedule I just set up for the next few weeks, because I am still applying for other jobs, because I'm hoping that I'm still trying to get something that'll like pay even more, because that'll help me out a lot more. But if I don't get if another new job doesn't pick me up before I start this one, then yeah, the stream schedule will have to change again in a few weeks. Just because, again, my work hours are, because of how weird my work hours, it basically means that I won't be able to stream Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday at all. And it will really limit the amount of time I can stream on Saturday and Sunday. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna run past you. I'm just gonna run past them. If they catch up to me, they're gonna kill me, but... Open the door, open the door, open the door, open the door, open the door! Thank you for opening the door. So yeah, in a few weeks the stream schedule will have to heavily change because of this new job. So I'll try to make the most of the time I have, well, before I start it, as far as streaming goes. Oh! Also, if you weren't here for the end of last stream, so near the end of last stream, I let chat vote on where they wanted me to go, and chat said they wanted me to visit the Castle Cainhurst, so that's where I'm at. And though it's only been a few minutes into the stream, I've already lost like 4 lives. So worrying state here. They're doing okay? They're not doing okay. What am I talking about? They're in Yarnum. They're not doing okay. Let me not try to antagonize them. If I can avoid it. Oh, hello. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Okay. No need for that, but I guess there... Okay, great. There's invisible enemies here. Yeah, if you're watching, but hope everyone's doing well. Okay, so I have to... Hmm. Aha! Okay, got it. Alright, so... what the heck is going on here? So those, I guess, ghosts? I guess I'm fighting ghosts now? You know what that is kind of... You know what that actually is kind of a good area for here. Just a spooky castle filled with ghost ladies trying to stab me. I can see why people like this place. Also, I can hear their I can hear their footsteps. Oh no. Oh, good. Uh-oh. How many of them are there? Okay, I'm not gonna try to fight them. The people crying don't seem... Yeah, the people who are crying don't seem like they'll attack me. The people who are crying don't seem like they'll attack me if I just don't attack them. I don't get much blood from them anyway, so I guess let me keep going up. But I can't keep an eye out. Yeah, if you're just tuned in, welcome in. I really gotta get better at timing. You know, if they weren't trying to stab me, I would actually probably feel a kinship with these ladies, considering that my way of fighting enemies is also cautiously moving forward until I think I've got the timing right, and then flail wildly around with a knife like a madman. Uh-oh. Aha, you may have one knife, but I have two knives. Yeah, really cool. You know, this is a pretty cool area because it's like feels like a spooky ghost castle. While also kind of still feeling like an area I'd find in Bloodborne. Uh-oh. I have antagonized them. Okay, I better be real careful because of all the ghosties around. Now, uh-oh. Okay, look. I know I just broke some of your silverware, but I wouldn't have done it if you hadn't tried to stab me. So really, this is on you. This is really, yeah, really, this is on you. Okay. I can see 2 more of them around here. At least 2 more. Okay, at least 3 more. Considering I keep finding inside around here, I wonder if... finding inside will actually let me see them even when they're invisible. Okay, let's go... Hello. Uh-oh. Yeah, this area... Pokemon Rescue says, they be weeping, but ain't no angel. Hey, Pokemon Rescue, welcome in. You know, if this game does have like a weeping angel style enemy that follows you when you're not looking at them, that would be terrifying. In this sort of game, that would be horrifying. Okay, so they're crying. So it is the ladies who are doing the crying, and their crying stops if I kill them. Pokemon Rescue says there's a moment in Elden Ring where you think it's going to happen. Oh, so for those who didn't hear me say this, I've got some good news. Wait. Oh, I guess I'm at the top, near the top of the castle. Yeah, for those who didn't hear me say this earlier, I've got some good news. I feel like some of these statues are going to come alive and attack me. So, I'll go ahead and tell the full story again. On this past Saturday, my parents and I visited the house I was staying at before I moved in with my parents. And, we were preparing some stuff for it to be sold because now that I can't stay in there anymore, my parents want to sell it as soon as possible. So, we got a lot of work done at the house, but by the end of the day, we still hadn't finished everything we wanted to do. So my parents asked me if I could come back on Wednesday, as in the Wednesdays it just happened, and continue working on the house. And I said yes, but then I jokingly said, okay, I couldn't move out of the way there. They boxed me in. Anyway, what I was about to say is that I said yes, I could do it, but then I jokingly told them that, hey, well, now that we're planning for me to be away from my computer for a whole day, that's gonna be the day. Well, now that we're planning for me to be away from my computer for a whole day, one of the jobs I applied to is finally. One of the jobs I could apply to is now gonna call me and tell me that they want to have an interview with me on Wednesday. They want to have an interview on Wednesday, or even like they're gonna hire me on Wednesday. So both happened. As when we got back to my parents' house, I got a message from one of the jobs I applied to that they want to have an interview with me on Wednesday. And then after I had the interview with them, they then messaged me back like a few hours later that day, saying that they wanted to hire me. So I did get hired by a job. Did finally get hired by a job. The good news is that, well, I got hired by a job, and once I start working there, I can start building up money so that I can eventually move out of my parents' house. And also, it's a remote job, so I can start. It's a remote job, so I can work it from anywhere, so I don't have to work, I'm gonna still be job searching to hopefully find something better, but if I don't find anything better, well then I'll still be able to work this job after, I'll still be able to, prepare to move, and work this job once I move. And it'll also, I won't have to worry, driving to an office, because, again, it's remote work. So that's the good news. The bad news is that the job doesn't pay that well. The job doesn't pay that well, and the hours are really weird. It only pays about $16.25 an hour. And it's 40 hours a week, which is fine, because that means I get job benefits, but for anyone watching who doesn't live in America, in the U.S., unless you've got a lot of money, or unless you have enough money, if you want to get health insurance, you need to have start working a 40-hour job that'll allow you to get health insurance. So, yeah, the good news is I'll be able to start getting insurance, and I can work it remotely, so it won't be that hard to work. But the bad news is that it only pays $16.25 an hour, and the hours are really weird. The hours are 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Wednesday through Friday, which means there's no way I could, after I start working it, there'd be no way for me to do any streams on Wednesday through Friday. Oh, shoot. And then, so Wednesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then Saturday and Sunday, 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Which means that I might still be able to stream either Saturday or Sunday after I start working here, but it's not gonna be it won't be for that long. It's gonna have to be shorter streams. My weekend will become Monday and Tuesday, oddly enough, which means that I'm gonna have to I know we just started a new stream schedule, but if I do start this job, I'm gonna have to plan out a new stream schedule. So yeah, the stream schedule. So yeah, sorry, but the stream schedule might be changing very quickly. Which of course it'd be after I. Of course it'd be after. Of course it'd be after I start, I just start a new stream schedule that I actually would get a job that would force me to change that schedule again. Oh, Prehead, who's watching over YouTube goes, how goes the castle exploration? I can see why y'all like this castle. It's very spooky. This feels like a gothic horror. This feels like we're right back into gothic horror with the, oh, come on. Yeah, this feels like we're right back into gothic horror with the spooky castle and the sobbing ladies who want to stab me, and yeah, the crying ghost ladies who want to stab me, and me coming here on a horse-drawn carriage and then the horse is dying. Yeah, this feels very gothic horror. I almost feel like I've stepped into Dracula, the novel Dracula. It almost feels like I've stepped into the novel Dracula. The only thing we're missing is for me to meet an NPC who is who is just the most Texan you've ever met. Unless I'm that NPC. In which case, Well, no, I don't. I'm not wearing a. I'm not wearing a cowboy hat, so no, can't be that. I'm not wearing a cowboy hat, and I've only ridden a. And I've only been on. I've only ridden a horse once, so that can't be me. Pokemon excuses. Biker boy brawl incoming. I unfortunately do not have a bike. I can't decide if I'd want a motorcycle or not. On the one hand, if there's anything I've learned from the past few years, it's that if you want to be the coolest superhero ever, you gotta have a tricked out motorcycle. Well, you gotta have. Well, if there's anything, you gotta have a tricked out motorcycle that you barely ride. Oh, there's a bloodstone chunk. Okay, I'm gonna. There's no enemies around me right now. I'm gonna actually use some of these items. Pokemaster Cube says, could be a pedal bike. Ghost Eggers show they could be cool. Damn them both for having... Die Ranger. Damn them both for having Ghost saying their full names. Doesn't look like there's any doorway pathways around here. Okay, my weapon's at risk, so I'm actually... My weapon's at risk, so I'm going to actually go back to the Hunter's Dream and repair it. Because I'm using this Blade of Mercy is what I'm using the most. So we're going to go back there and I'm going to heal up. Or I'm going to heal my weapon. Pokemaster Cube says, but on your one time riding a horse, did you paint a horse while riding it? I tried to, but it didn't turn out well. Turns out it's very difficult to, like, properly paint on a It's very difficult to properly paint on a canvas while also controlling a horse's movement. Okay, and... Let's see if I can fortify one. Oh, Rider Palash. I don't remember getting this. Oh, I wonder when I got this. Ah, well. Okay, well, it's got... Yeah, I'll upgrade it a bit. Oh, I need more bloodstone shards. Okay, let me try this thing out and see what it is. Pokemaster Cube says, wow, little Alex Home would be proud for your attempt. Well, I don't know who that is, but I'm glad that I've made them proud. Oh, it's a rapier. Okay, and what does this do? Okay, so that changes... Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll keep this for now. See, Pokemaster Cube says you've never watched Taskmaster. No. I mean, I've seen the guy in Marvel Comics, and I don't think I'd be interested in his show. He's so unoriginal. He just copies everyone else's fighting style instead of making his own. Second Response says, not the comic. I know, but I had to make that reference. Second Response is a British game show. Ah, I see. Okay, well, maybe I can actually get some... Let me see if I can maybe get some more blood, some more things to upgrade this. Purchase items. Okay. Bloodstone shards. And I've got some frenzied cold blood, so. Pokemon Master Cube says both show to come out of you here in the UK for ages. Spawned several international versions. You lot in the US tried a series, but it fell hard. That sounds like us. We've done that a lot. We've done that a lot. Seen some other country make a really cool show or movie, and then say, we could do that, and then we try it, and then it fails. Because we, in fact, could not do it. Okay, I'm gonna upgrade this a little bit more. Oh. I'm one short, dang it. Okay, well. Let me get another one. Pokemon Master Cube says, though we had Jason Menzokas come over a couple of series ago to represent you lot. He was oddly obsessed with trying to get on a roof. The weird would it sound weird if I say I know people who just really are interested in getting on top of roofs even when they've got no business being on one. I don't know what it is. Maybe they hear about Santa Claus. They hear about Santa Claus and are like, man, now that's my role model. I also want to get on people's roofs. Second response says, OMG, Taskmaster Australia and Taskmaster New Zealand are amazing. Oh, okay, so I can upgrade this again. Okay, so let's upgrade to like 103. So, okay. It's a rapier with a gun. Or with a gun barrel. So. Ow. Okay, and that uses my bullets, so. Since I can only okay, this could be cool. On the one hand, this could be cool, because it's in an alternate form. I could basically dual-wield guns. Yeah, this could be cool, because in its alternate form, I can basically dual-wield guns, and one of the guns is attached to a sword, so if something gets too close, I can stab it. I can stab them with my gun. But, considering I only have, like, 20 bullets... Considering I only have 20 bullets, and the developers of this game, seemingly just thought that throughout the history of war, people only fired guns at one another in order so that they could get in a close enough range to stab them. I feel like a dual guns gunslinger wouldn't really work in this game. Okay, let's check to see. And C, B, D. Fucking Master Cube says someone probably made a build. Oh, I'm sure. Okay, it does 103 damage, which is slightly more than Blade of Mercy. Well, maybe not, because this has a boost from all the blood gems that I've attached to it. I'll give it a try. Wait, not there. Okay, back to Cainhurst. I don't know where I picked up this Reiter Palash, but I guess I must have gotten it somewhere. Maybe it was in the carriage, and Maybe it was in the carriage, and Shirley Brewing just grabbed it before she left, before she jumped off. Parker Mascu says apparently blunt tinge builds are basically dual gun builds. Again, that would be interesting to see. Because that would be interesting to try. It's just that I can only carry like 20 bullets, so it's just that I can only carry 20 bullets, so like I'm gonna run out of bullets quickly if I try that. Yeah, let's try this out. Second respawn says, "Oh, my powder keg build was a lot of fire and bluntage. Oh, that sounds fun." On guard. I'll try this out for a little bit, but okay, so that didn't work. Okay, there's one toward there. I'm guessing, like, as my insight gets higher, I'll actually see them from farther away. Yeah, because I'm kind of already seeing them a little bit more here. Oh, God. Oh no, oh no. There. Let's just do a base damage comparison. Okay, yeah, the Blade of Mercy does do more damage. That does make sense, because I've upgraded the Blade of Mercy a lot more than this other weapon. And, like, my Blade of Mercy... And, like, the Blade of Mercy that I'm carrying, like, it has an A build off of... Or, like, it has an A rank as far as building off of skill. While, this Reiter Palage, oh, like, it has a B rank. So, yeah, I don't think that'd be... Oh, ow, ow. It's got a bit more range to it. Oh, that's new. Yeah, I can kind of... It does even less damage than my Blade of Mercy. But it's pretty fast. I can use it to kind of just poke enemies from, like, a good distance away, so... Oh, jeez. Nope. Yeah, let's just go. The best way... The best way to fight a lady flailing wildly with a knife is to have another lady flailing wildly with a knife. Second respawn says, boom hammer, my favorite weapon. With a name like that, I'm sure it's a lot. With a name like that, it sounds like a barrel of... It sounds like a, an explosion of fun. Let's actually quickly change. Sage says, sounds like a Texan who's into construction. Oh, hey, Sage, welcome in. I guess. I don't think they're happy. Okay, I get it. Y'all aren't happy with me knocking over y'all's tableware. However, y'all did the same thing, so seems a little bit hypocritical to start just running forward and stabbing me. Seems a little bit. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ew. Okay, and there. Yeah, this worth a shot. I don't think any of these ladies drop anything, so I think it's just... Oh yeah, I was meaning to say... Oh yeah, there's apparently, like, in the 2 days I wasn't streaming, I missed a lot. I saw that there was a Nintendo Direct, but I didn't actually watch it yet, so if we have the time, I might watch that on stream. I didn't... Between the job interview I had on Wednesday... and then, like, working on the house that I was previously staying at, and then getting accepted by a job. Getting accepted by the job, and then realizing, like, everything that's going to have to change, or that I'm going to have to start, or I'm going to have to do to get ready to work the job. I didn't even see, like, what was announced as far as the Nintendo Direct. Do not want to go to that. Okay, let me just preemptively switch to the knife, the big knife. Okay, we'll go up here now. Yeah, I might watch that on stream. Watch the Nintendo Direct on stream. Either tonight or maybe even on Sunday's stream, because I got no idea what was announced. I did see that people were saying that they were disappointed by the Nintendo Direct, but that's like, oh, that's not good. But I always see people saying that they're disappointed by the Nintendo Direct. That sounds like it could be some angry burbs. That is not... Okay, that is... Okay, they're definitely angry, but that's not a bird. Man, we really are just... Okay, this area is basically just like the Bloodborne... The FromSofters are like, man, we want to make a Castlevania. I mean, that's kind of like... people make a lot of comparisons between this game and Castlevania already. But this area especially is like the FromSofters are like, man, we'd love to make a new Castlevania. They're not going to be happy. E. Darn. I was hoping I could stab them fast. What the heck is that? I was hoping I could cut them fast enough. That works. I seriously am still... You know, every single area... I just realized every single area in Bloodborne is filled with, like, a bunch of statues just filling every single pathway. They're all different kinds of statues, but it's always just every area is filled with statues of some kind. Let's keep going. Better keep an eye out, though. Redhead says gargoyles. Man, I would... You know, I guess they do kind of look like gargoyles. Although I definitely wouldn't give those ones their own Saturday morning cartoon made by Disney, and then have it be forgotten by Disney. How's it going? Pokemon Master Cube says, feels more like Man-Bat is trying mass production. Hey, Sleepless, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, I just want to say, for anyone watching, reminder that this is a Donathon. Even though I did get a new job, it's gonna be some time before I start earning money as part of that job. So the Donathon is still going. I mean, also as part of the Donathon, I have to keep playing Bloodborne until I run out of lives. So, I mean, if anybody wants to donate to make me play more Bloodborne, that's, yeah. A reminder that just every dollar donated will add more lives, either if donated through subs, bits, gift subs, or direct donations. And if you are considering donating, direct donations help out the most, because I'll receive the money you donate immediately. But if you're not able to donate or don't feel like donating, that's fine. That's totally fine, and thank you for watching the stream. I feel like something's going to jump down and attack me. Sleep says, I have 5.56 hours till I get home. Right now, I'm stopped at Mom's house. Well, that sounds like you could use a fun... That sounds like you could use a fun stream to watch where someone tries to play through a notoriously difficult game with a limited number of lives in an attempt to maybe get some money. And then also all the money donated will count towards some fun donation goals. Oh no, they also studied the way of the blade. So I did actually beat Code Vein 2 last night. Wow, is it not that long? Slim says, and I got all 3 endings, they're technically sequential. Dang. Okay, we cautiously move through to the next part. So it says my PlayStation app says I've played 46 hours. Huh? I remember the first Code Vein being a bit shorter than that, but maybe... Or no, excuse me. I remember the first Code Vein being a bit longer than that, but maybe they made the second one shorter. So it says, so it's about as long as I played Ghost of Yode to get the platinum there. Okay. Let's try going in here. Oh, hello. Oh, we're in the library. So I think skill level plays a significant role in the playtime. Okay, before I continue in there and get stabbed by more ghosts and get stabbed by ghost ladies, let me check around here. That's a trap. That's a freaking trap. I see like 2 enemies already, and there's got to be a third. Ah. Do I have any Molotovs? I do. Okay, I've got 1. Well then. Fuck you specifically. What the heck? Oh, that's a long-range attack. Slim says, not to say mean things, but I think the time to complete would be quite different between us for a distance. No, that's absolutely true, considering that most of the, like, a game like Code Vein I'd probably stream. Which, it does take me... Games that I, like, live stream, it's gonna take me longer than anyone who's playing a game and isn't trying to also convert. Me playing a game and then I'm also trying to converse with people and, like, do a live stream is it's definitely gonna make the game, whatever game I'm playing, take longer than anyone who's just playing the game. Okay, Executioner Garb. So the good news though, this game seems to desire speed more than power, so it should align more closely with your preferred playstyle. That's good to know. I've been hearing mixed things about Code Vein 2, but I have heard, like, so far I've been hearing really good things about Neo 3. But really, I kind of want to play, well, if I could get the money, I'd like to play both, because I'm interested in both. Vile Blood Register, okay. So it says, oh, it's a 7.5 out of 10. Ah, gotcha. Fucker Mask says, hides my 250-hour Elden Ring run attempt. Okay. Right, okay, I'm back here. Alright, since I got back here and this place is very dangerous, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try on these new clothes and see if I can upgrade anything I have. So it says Code Vein 2 is really janky and there's a lot of ending lag on everything, but you definitely feel as you're playing. Ah, gotcha. Okay, let me try... Okay, I've got 2 Bloodstone Chunks. I don't know if that's enough to upgrade one of my weapons, but... Alright, let's see. Okay, Gascoigne's Cap. Noble Dress. Oh! Not really her style. Not really her style. Not black. Not black. Shirley Brewing's like style is like it is the outfit is either 95 to 99% black. Okay, that looks a little better. Not as much black though. Let's see how. No, not that one. So I think if they reduce the animation length by 25% across the board, it would be significantly smoother to play. Oh yeah, for those just tuning in, I was saying earlier, so apparently, so like in the 2 days I was gone, some stuff happened. Like, as I mentioned, I got a new job, which is going to cause... I'm still applying for jobs to see if I can maybe get something even better before I start this first one, but if I don't, then it's definitely the streams are definitely going to be affected by me starting this new job. Because, like, the hours are really weird. The hours for this new job are, like, it's Wednesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And Saturday and Sunday, 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. So, once I start this job, it's gonna definitely like heavily influence the streams because basically Monday and Tuesday are gonna become my weekend, and while I might be able to stream on like Saturday and Sunday, it's gonna be for a very limited number of hours. So, now, and also the job itself doesn't pay that well. It's really only $16.25 an hour, but still, it's a start. I can finally start making some money. And also really good is that, like I've mentioned, the job is remote, so I can earn enough money to where I can move out of my, I can earn enough money to where I can start looking to move out of my parents' house, then move out of my parents' house, and then just keep working, and just keep working. Sleep says, congrats on the new job, Raul. Thank you. Sleep says, I'll get to Neo 3 maybe this summer. For now, once I get the last couple of cleanups I want to do in Civ 2, I'm either going to jump into Dairy Queen 7, excuse me, Dragon Quest 7, or back to Trails Beyond the Horizon. Lusume, welcome in, says hello, congratulations. Thank you. So yeah, I know I just started a new stream schedule, but the stream schedule is going to have to change a bit in a few weeks once I start this new job. I'll have to think about, like, what it's going to be. I will say in the meantime, yeah, we're, just to let y'all know, for those just coming in, just to let y'all know we're out with the Donothon. We're about $540 donated, so, in total. So we're about $60 away from the next donation goal, which is making me play, which is me doing a first playthrough of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. And, if you're able to donate, please consider doing so. Gift subs do help, but direct donations help me out a lot more. Because I'll be able to receive the money you donate immediately, instead of having to wait. But if you're not able to donate, or don't feel like donating, that's completely fine, and thank you for watching. Well, let me see if I can upgrade the Blade of Mercy. But yeah, apparently, like, on the days that I wasn't streaming, like, on the day that I was, like, interviewing and getting this new job, a lot happened, apparently. Because, like, for one thing, there was that Nintendo Direct. Well, that Nintendo Direct happened, like, yesterday morning. I really didn't even get the chance to, like, watch the Nintendo Direct or see what happened because I was so busy I was up early working at the house that I used to stay in to, like, help my parents prepare it to be sold. And then after, I wasn't able to do a stream yesterday just because after, like, doing that work, like, all morning, and then, like, driving back to my parents' house, it basically got... I was basically just really tired, and then also needed to, like, start thinking about, like, how things would change now that I've got this job. Okay. I don't think I've got enough to upgrade, so... or to level up. And... that was the first thing. Also, apparently... so... okay, we're back on making... it's time for former Overwatch fan Mox Overwatch again hours. Because apparently Overwatch 2, after how phenomenal a job it's been doing, Blizzard decided, you know what? We know what everyone wants here. It's back to Overwatch again. It's no longer Overwatch 2. We're just calling it Overwatch again. So, gosh, Overwatch 1 originally released in 2016, if I remember? 2015, 2016? So in the space of 10 years, we had Overwatch 1, and then that game, like, initially released to, like, really, to, like, being really, like, people really liked it. And then Blizzard slowly wore it away until people really didn't like it. Then they announced the sequel, Overwatch 2, because Overwatch 1 wasn't doing well. And they decided to can Overwatch 1. But then Overwatch 2 wasn't doing well at all, so they've now decided, okay, we're just going to go back to calling Overwatch 2. We're just going to call Overwatch 2 Overwatch. So does that mean that we've got Overwatch, Overwatch 2, Overwatch 2? Or is it Overwatch 1, Overwatch 2, Overwatch 1, 2? Okay, let me go back. I guess I don't have enough to upgrade anything, so I'll just go back here. Also, I think an even bigger, like, just as much a sign of, like, things aren't really going well at all with Overwatch, and so Blizzard's getting a little bit desperate. Yeah, Blizzard looks to be getting a little bit desperate. Is that they announced that they're going to releasing they're going to announce that they're going to be releasing, like, 5 characters all at once. 5 new characters all at once. And, well, if I've learned anything from SNK burning all the remaining embers of goodwill, burning the remaining embers of goodwill with with how they announced the season 2, or like the season 2 DLC. When a game announces like, hey, we're gonna release a new like a whole bunch of characters at once, 5 new characters at once, 6 new characters over the course of 6 months, that's not a good sign. Slim says the year was 2016. Overwatch released a critical acclaim, birthing a whole new genre of PvP shooters. The year is 2026. Overwatch has released a critical praise from fans, and they rediscovered why they liked this thing 10 years ago. Oh, that's right. This comes after... Oh, that's right. This comes after Overwatch did the... Blizzard did the Overwatch Classic. Yeah, Blizzard did Overwatch Classic, where it's like, we're bringing back Overwatch. Our classic game from less than 10 years ago. You know, I think I might watch okay, this is gonna be a bit late, I know. But I think I will watch the Nintendo Direct on stream. But not on today's stream, but on Sunday's stream. Sunday when I'm streaming God Hand, I'll watch the Nintendo Direct then. Because I do want to see if anything, what was announced. Ow, ow, oh gosh. I do want to see what's announced, but today today I need to catch up on Bloodborne, and then also like also tell everyone who comes in that like, hey, things might be changing again soon because I finally got a job. Sloop says the direct was fine on my own. Hated the final announcements though. What was it like? Was it like a bunch of Bethesda announcements? Pokemon Keep says the ending of Superhero Live 26 was a bit emotional. They had all 50 Red Rangers except for Zenkaiger having their white out. Having the white out. And slowly they all walked off until only Aka Ranger and Goju Wolf were left, before doing a handshake and leaving while a voiceover by Aka Ranger is playing with roughly translated to, "We Super Sentai have protected the world for 50 years. Now as we let a new generation of heroes rise, we won't forget our duties. This is not a farewell, this is just see you later." Dang. Oh, I'm guessing Goes Yuger ended this week? I'm sorry, I haven't been able to keep up with Goes Yuger because... I haven't been able to keep up with Goes Yuger, anything related to Goes Yuger in recent weeks. I am like keeping up with Kamen Rider Zets though. Like I just need to watch episode 20. I'll be cut up. Sleepless says Indiana Jones, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. I was just about to ask Sleepless if the Bethesda announcements were at least like fun ones. But it sounds like it wasn't. Pokemon Skip chooses one more episode. The Superhero Live event is a concert they held for both Rider and Sentai at the start of February. Oh, right. I do sometimes forget just how much Japan loves stage plays. They love stage plays. I found out only like a week ago, there's apparently a Devil May Cry stage play. Sage says the live events are fun as fuck. I remember seeing like an Ultraman stage play or live event that actually happened in America like some time ago. And even people who weren't Ultraman fans were like recording footage that goes, "This is awesome." Pokemon Askew says they did reveal the opening for Gavan Infinity. That's gonna be an interesting time seeing. What the heck? Oh. This is probably bad. Sage says, I know they're done with a bunch of Sentai ones with the original actors. I stepped on the switch. Sage says, oopsie. Pokemon says, also an updated version of the Gokaiger ending they do, and the teams are reversed, starting with Gozyuger and ending with Go Ranger. I think, even despite the controversies, I think after Gozyuger ends, I do want to go back and rewatch it, because dang, this whole year for Gozyuger, like, okay, for those who weren't here with this, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, like when Gozyuger started, we didn't find out that it was like the final Sentai series for some time. It was just like, hey, it's a new Sentai series, it's an anniversary season, it's like the 50th anniversary season. And then just like the twist, the production issues, and like the other problems that have happened. God damn. Sage says it's been a fun series. I will definitely watch it. It's on. I'll add it to my list of series to watch, which right now is. I actually have like on a separate web page. I have a separate web page. I have like 6 different Kamen Rider series to watch or rewatch. Also, just want to say for everyone who's saying. Just want to say for everyone who is saying this is their favorite area in Bloodborne, I wouldn't say it's my favorite yet, but I get it. Yeah, I wouldn't say. Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't say it's my favorite so far, but I get it. I get why people really like it. It feels very in a game with a lot of horror, with a more like in a game that takes a more horror like tone and style to it, compared to even to other Soulsborne games. This is an area that feels like right out of a horror game with the spooky ghost ladies that's trying to stab me. Especially for me, this is like particularly scary for me specifically because these spooky ghost ladies are basically doing my strategy. I also cautiously walk up to an enemy, and then as soon as I think I'm close enough, start flailing around wildly like a madman with a knife. I'm basically... Shirley Brewing is basically fighting an entire castle full of herself. So he's gonna hop out here, brawl, enjoy the rest of this castle. I hope you find the duelist set in here, since that's my favorite. I'll try looking for it, but it's gonna depend on like what Yu-Gi-Oh deck it comes with. Gonna depend on what Yu-Gi-Oh deck it comes with. If it comes with like elemental heroes, sure. If it's like the bug deck, I'm not gonna. Ow. What the heck's hurting me? Yes, the bug deck, I'm probably not gonna want to get it. Okay, seriously, what is hurting me? Pokemon says, but both... Second response says, gonna have to, like, have fun storming the castle. Appreciate the Princess Bride reference. Pokemon says, but both Toei and Bandai had planned for it to end on Gozyu, as the Project Red stuff has been in the work for a couple years, already when they kicked in Gozyuger. That I knew, but yeah, that's definitely, like, they were planning for this. They definitely, like, planned this to end at Gozyuger for right now. It's just crazy how, like, that was planned from the beginning, but because of stuff that they didn't anticipate happening, like some of the controversies that happened, it's now ending at a really weird point. Okay, someone over there is shooting something at me. Pokemon says, no, it's Kuriha. We must protect Rita. Just give her a sword, not a gun. Oh wait, Sage says, also in relation to Zet's, Minami is best girl, and she must be protected at all costs. I just realized how freaking weird it is that Zetz was like that in Zetz they were like we're gonna send this nightmare after this one girl to have her experience dreams of a school shooting, like dreams of like a monster attacking her school, and I mean, I'm not sure if it's part of the villain's plans, but maybe was the villain's... I'm not sure if it's part of the villain's plans, but if it wasn't part of the villain's plans, this whole thing just caused the girl to, like... caused the girl to realize, oh yeah, I'm a secret agent! And now she's gonna be fighting them. Okay, I can kind of... Pokemon Cube says, I will say for now, for where Go's used now, Polar proved why he's the he's the winner of the original tournament. Okay, so they can run. Pokemon Cube says, seems Nox wanted her to remember, but to try and turn to her to help him, and the lady to fight Code, but that backfired because trying to basically, because trying to mind control someone isn't the right way to do it, or basically trying to mind rape someone isn't the right way to do it. Nox once again continues to be an odd villain. Nox once again continues to be a silly guy. Come on, Seven, don't you see how evil Code is? Don't you want to fight against them? Dude, you summoned a nightmare to cause someone to dream about a school shooting. But don't you see how bad Code is? They're the bad guys in this. Okay, I'm gonna stop the monster now. No, I gotta fight you. Why? You're getting in my way. You sent the monster here! I accidentally almost caused myself to reawaken there. Okay. Yeah, I did not mean to press that, so... What a silly guy, that Nox. Predhead says, once you see the boss, I think that will change your mind. Ah. Okay, then. Or is it gonna be Dracula? Is it just gonna be... Am I gonna get up here and it's just gonna be Dracula? Dracula's gonna be trying to fight me. Castlevania Dracula would actually probably love it here. Like, he'd be... Considering how much he already doesn't like humans, and, you know, he's a vampire, so he likes blood, he would show up here and be like, oh, man, get me... It's like, I'm gonna pull up a chair, and I'm gonna get me some blood, like a 20-foot... I'm gonna get me a 32-ounce cup, big cup of blood. Dang, this is a party. Now this is my show. Fucking Mascu says, meanwhile, my name is Baku Yorozu and I am the fastest man in dreams. Okay, the crying tells me that there's more of them around. Yep. Pokemon Rescue says, because that's all Plasma is, Kamen Rider Flash. I think... Sage says, side note, Cryptic has introduced me to Inazuman. It is definitely something. It definitely is. Yep. It is very fun. It is very funny that like Toei made the original Kamen Rider was made, and then Toei was like, "Okay, we need you to do this like three more times." Just this exact thing, 3 more times. So he says, and also very 70s Toku superhero. If I remember, there is some character inspired by Inazuman. There's some famous character inspired by Inazuman. I have to remember. Sage says, dude, the mask for the suit is literally the Kakaida mask just painted and modified. And the main guy was the same actor as Kakaida. But, I mean, it is overall a good thing. It is overall a good thing we got all these series, because if we didn't get, I think it was Kakaida that might have been I think it was Kakaida. It was either the original Kamen Rider or Kakaida that was a big inspiration for Mega Man. I think I've said it that it was like, what the? I think I've said it was Kamen Rider before, but I've also heard that it's been like the original. But I've also heard it was the Kakaida. No. Pokemon Sage says, I fully expect her to pull out a Spanish guitar and start making it cry. No, that's gonna be Kaiketsu Zubat. Pokemon Cube says, so what happens? Sage says, Kakaida and Mighty Atom were the big inspiration for Mega Man. Ah, good old Capcom. They can't help themselves. Maybe I should do a stream sometime. Now that I think about it, maybe I should do a stream sometime where I just make a PowerPoint. Or a PowerPoint, and I just go over some of the craziest some of the craziest video game references to Tokusatsu. Because even I keep finding stuff that's that I would have never guessed was inspired by Tokusatsu until I thought about it. I was like, oh wait, that's totally is. The big one recently, and I know I've said this one a lot, but I just can't get over, how blatant it is, and how I didn't realize it, was Cammy from Street Fighter. Pokemon Cube says, PowerPoint? I would expect you to have an entire conspiracy theory style wall for that sort of thing. Well, I would, but I can't really use the wall space here. And I don't have enough, string, so... Yeah, I did, Cammy is the one that I think of, mostly because, or is the one that, is making me think about doing this, just because it's something even I, as, a big fan of Street Fighter and Kamen Rider, never realized until, very recently, and I'm so shocked at how I never realized it. Sage says, hell, Hakaida / Saburo is almost 1-1 Proto Man / Blues. Oh, Sage, I might have told you this already, but if I haven't, if you'd like to see the movie that inspired the first Mega Man Zero game, go watch Mechanical Violator Hakaida. Because while I was playing that game back in November, I was like, huh, this game's plot feels a lot like the story to Mechanical Violator Hakaider. And then I actually looked up interviews, and for what I actually looked it up or like did a little bit of research, and very quickly found out that the director of the game was like, yeah, we like based a lot of it off of Mechanical Violator Hakaider. So he says, so we need to pool resources to get you a big corkboard, push pins, and a spool of red string. Well, you don't... The funny thing is, another reason why I'm thinking about doing this is another thing... I'll just go ahead and tell y'all that I've been doing this, because this is something I've been kind of doing in the background. What is that, the handheld horror showcase that I'm working on, it is going to have, like, a big PowerPoint presentation of all the information. It is basically... Originally, my idea was going to be, like, oh, I'm just going to show some games on stream and, like, talk about it a little bit. But then I found the very deep... But then, while doing this, I ended up, like, I thought, like, okay, I'll just go... It's a lake. Like, I'm just going onto a lake filled with, like, the number of handheld games. Handheld horror games, and then I got in my boat out on the lake, pushed off the shore, turned around and realized realized that the lake was an ocean. There is so much I have to talk about as far as like handheld horror games that it is basically it is basically going to end up like a video essay, PowerPoint video essay that y'all will be able to chat with me in real time at. And I'm thinking of doing it again because I've had a joke going of, like, saying that we were in a period of Tagoku Jidai because of all the tag fighters that have been that have been announced recently. But then I actually, like, thought about it, and there's so much more to the joke. And there's so much more to, like, where we are at as far as, like, tag fighters, that I am thinking about maybe doing, like, a whole PowerPoint presentation about, like, the history of tag fighters. To kind of fully describe, like, what's interesting about the current time period, about, like, the time period. Okay, there's definitely some of the ghost ladies around, because I can hear them crying. Oh, hello. But just want to take the chance to say, if you're enjoying this stream and would like to see me play for Bloodborne for even longer, please consider donating, because again, I'm playing through Bloodborne with a limited number of lives here, and this playthrough will end if I reach 0 lives left. If you're not able to donate or don't feel like donating, that's fine. But if you're already able to donate, bit subs and gift subs do help, but direct donations help me out quite a bit. Direct donations to my PayPal help me out a lot more, because I'll receive the money that you donate immediately instead of having to wait. Instead of having to wait like a month and a half. Yeah, if you're not able to donate, that's totally fine. And thank you at least for watching the stream. But I need to get like more lives soon because I've only got like what the heck is this? I've only got like 325 lives left. Like I'm running out. Okay, I kind of want to jump down there and see what's that, but I also don't want to die. That's fine. Okay, that doesn't seem like it was... I don't think that was worth it. Oh, that's right next to those fuckers. Can I go now? I guess not. Pokemon Massachusetts, Sage, you forgot the tinfoil hat. Sage, sorry, all we got is aluminum. Oh, please kill. Oh, good, that killed him. Okay. I'm still hearing a lady around here, like a ghost lady around here, so that makes me think that... Have I been here before? Pokemon Rescue says tinfoil is aluminum nowadays anyway. Oh, there was an announcement that came out that I was really happy about. Apparently that Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple is getting like a new manga arc, which is crazy to hear because the manga originally ended like 2014. That was one of the first, like, martial arts anime I really got into. So hearing that it's getting a new... So excited... I might actually go back and, like, read through the entire manga up until now to see where the manga goes from here. Or where the manga goes from where it left off. Oh, she doesn't have her head. Oh, gosh. Oh, great. Station, if it's labeled tinfoil, it's false advertising. We can't abide that. So there's now headless ghost ladies. Good to know. Say says she must be a fan of Al Snow. I can't see. Alright, where's the other screaming ghost lady? Oh, wait, hold on. Lusume was $60. Thank you, Lusume. Oh, gosh, okay. I'd be screaming too. You know, if I wasn't quiet for my life here. Thank you, Lusume. That brings us... So yeah, that brings us to the $600 donation goal. Which means I'm gonna have to play Wind Waker. Okay, sorry, hold on. Okay, I need to go out of here for a second. And, I need to leave here a second, make sure I'm in a safe place, and then, Okay, so that should be added on here. So yeah, okay, that's... I'm now back to 385 lives out of... That's like 640? 648, I believe. So, thank you again so much for the donation, Lusume. That really does help out a lot. Even though I've got this job, it's going to be some time until I get my first paycheck. And I mean, something could go wrong, and I end up not getting this job before I'm supposed to start it. So, yeah, again, this really helps out a lot. So, with that, yeah, that means that, okay, we passed the first 6 donation goals. So, at some point, I'm going to have to do... At some point, I'm going to have to do a Pokemon Smash or Pass stream. At some point, I'm going to do a stream where I'm going to draw characters suggested by y'all from memory. At some point... Okay, well, I've actually started the God Hand playthrough, and I'm going to continue that on Sunday. Let's see. Y'all will get to decide the 200th playthrough. And I'm going to have... At some point, I'm going to do the Capcom Fighters Marathon from Hell. So... And we're now working our way towards the $700 donation goal, which is y'all getting to decide a new emote for the channel. Lusume says, well, with that, I've got to go to work. Have fun with the screaming of the damned. Will do, Lusume. Thank you. And thank you so much for the donation. So yeah, we're now going to start... so the way that this will work is that... with the $700 donation goal, if we reach it, is... if we reach that donation goal, I'll let y'all just come up with ideas for, like, a new emote, and then after, I'll sift through the ideas to see what would work, and then once I've decided, like, what all ideas I think could work for a new emote for the channel, I'll basically, like, submit, open up a form where y'all, if we reach that donation goal, I'll open up a form where y'all can submit ideas for, like, what emote y'all would like me to have on the channel. And then I'll, like, go through the ideas, decide what ideas would work best, and then I'll let y'all vote which of those ideas should be... I'll let y'all vote which of those ideas would be the new emote, and then I'll commission an artist to make that emote. Now, as for when this would happen, because this is one of the donation goals that would require me to spend money, it would be... Well, all these donation goals, I'm going to wait to start doing a lot of the work for them until after, like... either Bloodborne is beaten or the Donathon is over. Because depending on when Bloodborne, depending on when the Donathon ends / when I beat Bloodborne, I could have some basically, however much money is donated before I beat Bloodborne is going to decide a lot of stuff, including, like, how many donation goals, like, we reach and how much work I have to do for each of these, so. Sage says, God, man, all the Zelda lore videos give me a whole new understanding of the world of Wind Waker. Honestly, playing through all these Soulsborne games, like, playing through Dark Souls 1 as part of Dying for Life, and this game is this. And this game as part of this has given me a new appreciation for, it's given me a new appreciation for, Zelda, because I'm, like, playing Dark Souls 1, and then later that same year playing Twilight Princess, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, made me realize, like, oh, they actually do take, these games do take quite a bit of, ideas from 3D Zelda games. Ooh! That looks like some cool clothes. So, Fredhead says, Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda, so I'm very excited for that. I am too. So, for those who don't know my history with Zelda, I've played some of the 2D Zelda games, but I'm generally more interested in the 3D ones. I just think they're like they just look more. They're just generally look more interesting to me. Okay, let's see what this is. Yo, we got a cravat. Oh my gosh, everyone. Y'all, we got a cravat. Okay, this is... okay, I don't care what the stats are. This is what Shirley Brewing is sticking with as her outfit for the rest of the game. Should change her name to Miley Edgelord. Let's see. Sage says, Twilight Princess is so underrated, in my opinion. I do really like Twilight. I did really like Twilight Princess. Great. I did really like Twilight Princess. So, it was the first of the 3D Zeldas I played on the channel for a couple of reasons. One is that, well... So, I've said this before, and I will keep repeating it. Bloodborne here is probably overall the second best werewolf game that we've ever gotten. And Twilight Princess is the first. Because playing as a werewolf is a major part of that game. Also, I did really want to play Twilight Princess because Midna is in it, and I do really like Midna. But there were other reasons. There were other reasons in addition to that. But but anyway, what I'm getting to is after beating Twilight Princess, I now really want to get to trying some of the other 3D Zelda games. Like, I'd really like to revisit Ocarina of Time, and I'd really like to play Wind Waker. Because I've never played any Wind Waker. Pokemaster Cube says, something funny, by the way, happened last night. Toei Bandai and their South Korean partner got their copyright for Gavan Infinity, but the name is the amusing bit. Power Rangers Dimension Sheriffs. I thought the whole reason we were doing this, was to avoid the problems that caused by Power Rangers. Yeah, I thought the whole reason that we were... Yeah, I thought the whole reason that they were, that they switched to Gavan, or that they brought Metal Heroes back, was so that they could avoid, Power Rangers. Using, like, the names of Power Rangers. Okay, there we go. Fredhead says, Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda, so I'm very excited for that. I will make sure, Fredhead, I'll make sure to let you know when I start Wind Waker. Now, I will admit, it's gonna be some time. I know I started God Hand, like, I'm already playing through God Hand, but that's not what I intended. I really just started God Hand so much earlier. I started God Hand, like, a lot earlier than I expected, and it's really just because of the internet problems I was having. Because I needed to because I really wanted to play something on my birthday. I really wanted to do a birthday stream, but I couldn't. But I couldn't play Street Fighter 6 or Marvel Rivals because of all the internet problems. Which ended up being a justified concern, considering that we still had internet problems. Or considering that stream still had internet problems. So it's going to be some time. But yeah, now it will have to happen. Sage says insert the here we go again GIF from GTA San Andreas. Pokemon Rescue says, Toei has long used Power Rangers for the name of Sentai in South Korea. The naming issue is more of a West thing. Okay. So it's not an issue in South Korea, it's really just an issue in the West. Pokemon Rescue says, Koryuger was released there as Power Rangers Dino Force. Which makes things funnier that is what we know as Power Rangers was also released there. So South Korea got 2 Power Ranger series. That is very funny. Also, I don't like making Power Rangers fans feel bad. Because I understand that Power Rangers fans have to go through a lot. But dang, imagine being a franchise that ended up tanking so hard. Imagine being a franchise with so many problems behind it that it ended up not only tanking itself, it brought down the series. It helped bring down the series it was adapted from. Like, it's not the only reason, but a major reason why Sentai is kind of having to go through this period is because they really can't, like, they can't do what they're doing with Kamen Rider, where they're, like, localizing it and, like, having it be released on YouTube. They can't do that with Sentai because of the Power Rangers the Power Rangers release agreements. Or, yeah, the Power Ranger, the legalness behind, like, Power Rangers and Sentai. Or how Sentai is adapted into Power Rangers. Pokemon Rescue says, but if Project Red is still going to Power Rangers in South Korea, does that mean Sentai really has gone away? Considering from what they've shown, it really doesn't feel like it. It really does feel like, Like from what the trailers I've seen of Gavon Infinity, it really does feel like they're kind of meeting the halfway point between Gavon and Sentai. Now, a lot of Metal Hero series did already have like teams of heroes in them. Yeah, like a lot of Metal Hero series did already have teams of heroes in them. Like XC Draft was one of them. Yeah, XC Draft was one of them. I'm not sure if Jiraiya had a team of heroes. It might have been like Jiraiya and then like a couple sidekicks, and not like an equal team. There was Wind Spectre. Wind Spectre was another one that had like a team of heroes. Sage says, hell, even Kamen Rider has teams sometimes. Kamen Rider, they're like, in some ways, Kamen Rider feels more like in some ways, it feels like Kamen Rider has recent Kamen Rider seasons have taken a lot from Sentai. In like having a team of heroes, but having a team of heroes, but because of how Kamen Rider's like costume design works, they can make all the different heroes like feel more different, or like more unique compared to each other. Stasis looks at each of the original 5 series. Pokemon Master said they have said they have 3 to 4 series already planned, and they will be very varied. Having said, don't expect what you see in Gavon Infinity to be the standard. One of their future plan series is meant to not have a Hensho hero. Okay, that'll be interesting. This could then be really interesting if Kamen Rider for the past couple of seasons has been pretty experimental. Or like kind of. They've done some new things or some things differently. So it could be nice if like Toei uses this to have like the new Gavon, the Project Red, be like very experimental. Like it sounds like from that they might actually be like, maybe they could return to doing some of the Magical Girl series they used to do. Well, no, they might not do that because they also have Precure. And they have Precure. And Precure is like the Magical Girl series. Sales-wise, sales-wise it is like the Magical Girl series. Pokemon Q says, hey, Precure can be good. I'm not saying Precure is bad. In fact, at some point I really want to watch through all of Precure. Like dive into the Precure series to watch them. Because they look like a lot of fun. Yeah, Precure looks like a lot of fun. Precure looks like it's a lot of fun. It's just that, from what I've heard, Precure has been so financially successful that not a lot of other companies are interested in doing Magical Girl series as much. That's not saying that we've like hit a complete drought on Magical Girl series. We are still getting stuff. We are still getting Magical Girl series. I mean, heck, we're getting a new Magic Knight Rayearth is coming back, and we're getting is coming back soon, and like Tokyo Mew Mew got a remake very recently. So yeah, we are still getting Magical Girl stuff. We're just not in the big boom period that we used to have. Which, I mean, that's the same for a lot of other genres right now. Stations, especially the last few episodes of KR Stronger, where all 7 original writers came together to form a team up. Would have probably been 8, but Stronger had to be an idiot. Hashtag justice for Tackle. Pokemon Master Q says, only thing to bear in mind, Precure is designed for a younger audience than what Rider Sentai is aimed for. Yeah, but when does that stop people? When is that... You're right, but when does that stop people? Pretty soon, I'm probably gonna start, because this is the year of the horse, at some point this year, I want to actually watch through My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Because now that the series is because I basically want to go back and go through the original series, because go back and watch through the full series, because it does look like, from the clips I've seen, it does look like it'd be a fun series. And also I want to watch it now that the series is like kind of ended, and like now that the series has ended, and and we're out of the period when like people were either like really obsessed with it, or like people were really obsessed with hating on people who were obsessed with it. Sage says, okay, then we take the magical girl to the other end of the spectrum with Tsubasa and Madoka Magica. See, in my opinion, we actually have the opposite problem. I think we actually need more series that are just... Like, I know you're making a joke there, Sage, but I think we actually have more series that are trying to be deconstructions of magical girl shows than just magical girl shows. Like, we... like, there were a good number of years. Like, for a good number of years, there was, like, every year we would get a new... They're magical girls, but they're magical girls, but with a lot more violence and death and dismemberment. I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. That's why I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. That's why I'm distracting y'all by talking. But in the process, I'm distracting myself. Okay, let me get out the torch. It sounds like there's one enemy still around here. Pokemon Rescue says Symphogear, it's a magical girl and anime toka at the same time, and they punch God. That is another series I'd like to start at some point. That's another franchise I want to start at some point, is Symphogear. Because I've also heard good things about that. Okay, where do I... Okay, there's something up there. Say says, oh, so you mean most American media where the deconstructions are forced over complex modernisms are overdone. I'm willing to... So, Sage, I think you're very much onto something. I agree with you. I agree with you. Because I think that's one of the reasons I got so much into... that's one of the reasons I got so much into Kamen Rider when I watched it. Like... And I think that's a big reason why a lot of other people are also really getting into, like, tokusatsu nowadays. Because it's like... With how the... I haven't watched an MCU movie in a long time, because I've just, like, lost... Because I just... Basically, I started, like... After I started watching Kamen Rider and other tokusatsu, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the thing that was making millions, was always, like, the B tier as far as superhero media. And then the tokusatsu was always higher for me. It was, like, always higher priority for me. And that was just kind of the same way with, like, a lot of, like, live-action adaptations of Western superheroes. Now, animated adaptations of Western superheroes. You announced, like, a new animated show based off of a Western superhero, and I'm like, okay, you got my interest now. Like, My Adventures with Superman, amazing show. I do also, that browser I have, where I mentioned that browser page I've got, or that browser I've got pulled up with, like, a bunch of shows to watch, X-Men 97 is on there to eventually watch, because I really want to see X-Men 97. Despite having never read an X-Men comic. Oh, okay, I guess I go here. Hopefully. I hope I'm right. Sage says, I might be hinting towards that conversation in one of our mutual Discord servers. It's not even just superheroes, it pervades fantasy and other genres too. Yeah, we've basically hit a period where people like sincerity more than like playing the genre straight and sincerity playing the genre straight and sincere more than like making fun of it. Is this the room I was in? But it was like, as an example, like Shin Kamen, like I was someone I follow on Blue Sky was watching Shin Kamen Rider and was like, she was like, why does this have so much more sauce than like a lot of the Western superhero movies I've watched? And what people's response was because because Tokusatsu has like the big goofy special effects are like part of the genre's identity. You have to have the big goofy special effects to be a Tokusatsu. Like it's almost required that you have like the big goofy special effects and like practical generally like practical costumes. The over the topness is baked into the genre, even when you're trying to do a more serious show. Sage says, "Give me Thanos who does the snappy as a crush on Lady Deathloop." I think I've mentioned this before in the stream, but there's a YouTube channel I started watching recently that I'm really liking, and it's basically, I think it's called, his name is Sir Superhero, and he delves into like the lore and history behind like really, like lesser known like D tier, F tier. Like this isn't like me saying like quality. This is like the popularity. This is in regards to their popularity. Marvel superheroes. Like, he's got like Sir Superhero has an episode on Darkhawk coming out in a few days, and I am so excited because finding out the silly like backstory of all these like really lesser known superheroes, it's a lot of fun. Fucking Mask Cube says, serious show, King Odra, then look at the CGI background that don't have shadows about what they really should. Tokusatsu in general is really helped out by it's really helped out that very often the shows, like, because they're sincere, it's like they'll have very silly characters who are introduced being very silly, but then will like go through like very more serious problems, and when the writing's really good, it'll like that build up is handled really well. Kamen Rider Gav is a wonderful example of that. That's the reason why I really love Kamen Rider Gav, because that show, like, okay, you explain that show to someone, and it's like, you explain that season to one, it's like, okay, what are his powers? He gets powers from candy and snacks, and he has little Pikmin-like minions that are snack foods follow him around. Okay, then. What's the story? Oh, well, what's the story, then? Oh, well, this, Kamen Rider is trying to basically stop his abusive family from, kidnapping people and turning them into... and, kidnapping people after, like, trying to make them happy, so that those people can then be turned, those people's happiness can then be turned into spice for their addictive snacks. Where am I at? Oh, I'm over here, okay. Fucking Mask Cube says, or you get a show written on drugs like Zen Kiger, to then be followed by the next scene cracking out the harder drugs and making Dawn Brothers. Oh gosh, Dawn Brothers. Oh, I hear another one. Dang it. I thought I killed that one. Fuck. Perhaps this man, you're very close to boss. Okay, good to know. Okay, so I am close to the boss. Well, I'll need to find a good way to get... Okay, if I find the boss's area, I might return to the Hunter's Dream to, like, use my souls to level up and upgrade. Because I really don't want to lose all these in a boss fight just yet. Yeah, if I reach the bosses, like, the entrance to the boss area, I'll probably... If I reach the entrance to the boss's area, I'll probably, like, return to the Hunter's Dream in order to, like, get myself some upgrades. Huh. Maybe head around here? I gotta hug a lot of walls in this, in this area. Oh, that's not good. Oh, dear. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Shit. Sage says, or be banished to the spice mines of Kessel. Okay, well, I guess maybe they go this way. I guess maybe go this way? I don't like jumping down as much, but... Kinda looks like yeah, kinda looks like where I have to go. Right. Now... Let me grab that. I'll have to check with Sleepless to see if this is the, well, they said the duel is closed, but I'll have to check to see if he meant these closed. Okay, let's see, where am I? Oh. That's the boss arena, I'm guessing. Well, let's... Booker Rescue says, yeah, that looks very boss-like, doesn't it? It's the dual torches lying outside here that makes me think that way. Check to see if there's anything else for me to get. Also, I don't see any enemies around. If this is the entrance to the boss area, I don't really see enemies around. Which is... Oh, this is definitely the... Okay, this is definitely the boss arena. Sage says, nah, it's just a big arched door with torches on each side. I mean, I've wanted to put those up at the house. I wanted to put... If I ever get a house, I would want to put those up on my house as well. Breadhead says, that's it. Yeah, I guess. Okay, we're gonna go... Fucking Mascube says, no enemies. Since when does that ever mean anything bad? Okay, yeah. It says I've got like 37,000 echoes. I'm just gonna temporarily go back here and heal up. Well, and maybe get some upgrades. All right. Hold on, let me check something for a sec here.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire?
I guess.
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
Alright, what to upgrade? Okay, I can only get one level up. Oh, upgrade one. That'll increase damage. That'll increase my health. That'll be good. Yeah, I'll increase my health.
Good hunter. Your presence somehow soothes.
It's the cravat, isn't
I
it?
sense the ancient echoes. They course your veins.
Alright, let's go.
Farewell, good hunter.
Let me see if I can upgrade anything. Oh, okay, I can. I got just enough to upgrade. Well, I gotta upgrade Blade of Mercy. Alright. Is there anything else I want to get? Let me see if there's any items I want to get with my remaining blood souls. Bold Hunter's Marks would be useful because I'm using those. Well, what else can I get here? Rifled Spear, Stake Driver, Flame Sprayer, Ludwig's Rifle. You know what? I'm gonna take a short break, and then I get back. We're gonna go challenge. I'm gonna go try to reach that boss again, reach that boss's area, and challenge him. So I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, let me see if I... Let me go ahead and see if there's anything I want to buy, because if I go back and fight... when I get to that boss fight, I'm gonna die a couple of times, which means I'm gonna lose these blood echoes I have. So... Well, considering we'll be whoever I'm fighting, I'm gonna be fighting them on top of a freezing castle. Maybe the Molotovs would be good. Let's equip those here. Alright. Oh, I do need to correct myself. I do need to correct something I said on one of the previous streams. Because one of the previous streams, like in the previous Bloodborne stream, I said that I wasn't... I said that I couldn't... in the previous Bloodborne stream, I said I wasn't sure about, like, if I enjoyed any of the areas in this game. And after thinking about it, I was wrong. After thinking about it, that was very much not true. There are, like, I think every single one of the... I think actually every single one of the areas in this game I've been to, I've enjoyed them, like, on my first... Like, in my first time through them. And then, like... And then, like, depending on the area, if I kept dying in the area and kept having to go back through it like multiple times, then I kind of like lost interest in it. So it's kind of the thing of like, if overall I do think the areas are really well designed and are good. I do think overall the areas are well designed and are good. It's just that after dying constantly and then like constantly going the exact same route like 100 times in a row, I'd lose interest in the areas. Let me get rid of that. Yeah, no, the areas in this game are good. Like for example, I've had a tough time going through here. Like, I lost, like, 5 lives in this area at the start of this stream. And I do think this is a great area. This area does a great job at turning an already spooky game and making it even spookier. Oh no, me doing those attacks is just awakening the other ones. Oh no. I really wish I had Link's spin. There are times in this game when I really wish I had Link's spin attack. Actually, okay, I just realized something. So I was talking earlier about like what this area reminds me of, and I just realized another area this kind of reminds me of. There's the manor. Like, I don't think this area that I'm about to mention inspired the Castle Cainhurst, but it's like an interesting But it's an interesting situation where it's like, huh, these two kind of do remind me of each other. And that's the manor from the snowy manor from Twilight Princess. That's also kind of a spooky, like, snow and ice covered manor. But the owners of that manor are a lot nicer than the owners of this manor. Except for that time that one of them tried to kill Link. Uh-oh. Dang. I thought I got the time down on that, but no. Okay, that got those two. Oh, shoot. These ghost ladies can book it when they want to. Like, they want to be all atmospheric and, like, foreboding with their slowly walking towards you with their knife out. But yeah, they could move really fast when they want to. Oh, there's a treasure chest back there. Uh-oh, there's like 4 of them. Uh-oh. Oh, gosh. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, dang it, I just realized the, Okay, there. I just realized that the donation goal wasn't up. Don't know how I missed that, but... It should be up now. Oh. Okay, now let me get rid of this enemy. There. And there's a chest back here. Let me see what's... Can I get to this chest? How do I get back here? Okay, well maybe I go maybe this way. Evelyn. Okay. Is this a... Well, this isn't exactly a safe place, but is this a weapon? Okay, it's not a... Oh, it is a weapon. Okay. But I need... Okay, I need better blood tinge in order to wield it. Alright, let's get out of here before I deal with more spooky ghost ladies. And let's try going back through here. Okay, not... Try to remember the path I took. Okay, it's like through here. A robot says Castle Cainhurst. Oh, hey, a robot. Yes. We're here. We're here at Castle Cainhurst. I'm actually about to fight the boss. Last stream, I put it to a vote. Last stream, I let the chat decide where I'd go next, and they said they wanted me to go to this castle. Also, if you're just coming to the stream, so thanks to Lusume donating $60. We have reached the 6th donation goal, so I'm now going to have to play through The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for the first time. And we're now working our way towards donation goal number 7, which is me playing... okay, so... Yeah, we passed the first 6 donation goals, so now I'm going to have to play The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for the first time. And we're now working our way towards the 7th donation goal, which if we reach that, y'all will get to decide a new emote for the channel. Also, I'm streaming tonight because instead of Thursday, partially because I had some very good news happen on Wednesday, and I got a job. It doesn't pay the most. It only pays like $16.25 an hour, and the hours are really weird. Like the hours are like 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Wednesday through Friday, and like 7:30 to 3:30 Saturday and Sunday. So when I start the job, it's gonna really change. Like the stream schedule will have to change again. I'll be starting this job in a few weeks, and when I start it, like the stream schedule is gonna have to change again. However, it's a remote job, so I can just work it, and then like on whatever day of the week, depending on what days of the week I decide to stream, I could just start working this job, and then after my work shift is done, like don't have to like drive home. I could just like switch things over to streaming. And even though it doesn't pay that well, it is a job. So once I can start earning money and start saving up to where I can hopefully move out of my parents' house pretty soon. Will just depend on like. Will just depend on what I decide to do. Well, it's gonna depend on a couple of things. Like, I'd like to get to the amount of money I had. I'd like to get back to at least having the amount of money I had when I lost my job at the end of June last year, before I like consider moving. Like, I'd like to have a lot of money saved up before I start making plans to move. Yeah, I'll be starting that job I'll be starting that job before the end of the month, and when I start it, I can hopefully start making some money and start. Finally, things can pick up. A Scourger says, "Yay, yay, bro! Thank you." Yeah, it's. I'm gonna still keep job searching in the meantime. On the chance that I could maybe get something even better. Before I start it, but if I don't, well, I've at least got something. I can at least start with something. And again, it's a remote job, so I don't really like. That'll really help me out as far as like dealing with the workday. Okay, so we're up here now. So yeah, but if you're just tuning in. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, so I've been making my way through Castle Cainhurst this whole stream, because quite a few people in chat said that this is their favorite area in the game, and we're almost at the boss fight. And also, thanks to Alisume donating $60 earlier this stream, we've passed the first 6 donation goals. So now I'm gonna have to play The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for the first time. I'm gonna have to play it on stream. I'm gonna have to play The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for the first time on stream. And we're now working our way towards the $700 donation goal, which is me playing. Which is us getting a new. If we reach $700 donated, then y'all will get to decide a new emote for the chat. Y'all will get to decide a new emote for the channel. A robot says, "So fun fact, and only saying this because I assume you're not doing the Chalice dungeons. The final levels of the Chalice dungeon enemies have a strange resemblance to what you find here. Strange lore implications with that." Huh, okay, that's really interesting. Honestly, probably after I'm done with this playthrough, like whether I beat the game or not, I'm gonna go through and do a I'm gonna go through like and binge a bunch of Bloodborne lore videos to see like, okay, what things did I miss that were like really cool. Also, okay, I said this in like Tuesday stream, so I'll bring it up again. So as far as if I manage to beat Bloodborne before the Donothon ends, then the Donothon will continue, and with a new game. And depending on how much money is donated, that will influence what games could. Basically, if I beat Bloodborne before the Donothon ends, I'll let y'all vote and decide what game I play next. But the choices y'all are gonna have is gonna depend on like how much money is donated before I beat Bloodborne. So if we reach over $1,000 donated, then I'm willing to add like some other Soulsborne games into the list, because the only Soulsborne game I have right now is this. But if we manage to reach like at least $1,000 donated before I beat Bloodborne, then I'm willing to like add like, do y'all want me to rebuy Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3? Or do y'all maybe want me to try like get Sekiro or get Elden Ring and try to play through that and continue the Donathon with one of those games? If we don't reach $1,000, then the current options are one, like an old school, and these options might change as we get closer, because again, things can change, plans might change, and I can't really plan too far ahead right now. But yeah, for right now, the choice is if I manage to beat Bloodborne before the Donathon ends. The options could be, for what to continue this with, are an old school, like From Software old school dungeon crawler roulette wheel. That's basically like the 4 Kingsfield games and the 2 Shadow Tower games. That's Shadow Tower and Shadow Tower Abyss. And y'all would basically get, and what would happen is like, I'd start playing through one of those games, and then like if I die, I'd spin the wheel. I would spin a wheel of games, and then whatever it lands on, I would continue with that game. I'd basically play some of that game until I die, and then I'd spin the wheel again. Because a lot of the Kingsfield Shadow Tower games, they're a lot shorter compared to these. They're a lot shorter compared to like the Soulsborne games. However, they are not just difficult. They are mean. And I'm not the kind of person to say that because a game is difficult, it is cruel, or it is mean or cruel. Because that's not the case. But in Kingsfield's case, it is definitely the case. The other potential option, the second potential option is like sort of similar to that, but with older Armored Core games. So like Armored Core 1 through 4 and all their different variations. So like all the different like versions of Armored Core 1 through 4, like a roulette wheel of that, where I play through like missions in those Armored Core games, and every time I spin the wheel, every time I die, I spin a wheel. And then the third option is like one that personally targets me, because it's a game all about like with multiple things I love, fighting games, shonen anime. But it's one of probably the worst example of that. And that is basically one of the other potential options for the Donathon, if I manage to beat Bloodborne, is I have to play through Jump Force. I've had Jump Force for years now, and I've wanted to do like something with it on stream, because it is a fascinating train wreck of a game. But yeah, I think if I manage to beat Bloodborne before the Donathon ends, and y'all would be interested, that could be a potential option. Is like I have to play through Jump Force with with lives, and that does work for Jump Force, because Jump Force is difficult and Jump Force is also bad. A robot says, so while Bloodborne lore is deep, it's also impossible to say with certainty what is fact and what is just assumption. Fucking Master Cube says, the quote lyrics from Sherlock Holmes, the musical by Alex Didden on Taskmaster New Zealand. That is a pull for a reference right there. Fucking Master Cube says, job. I need a job. Unless you're a jobber, in which case you probably don't want a job. Okay. Okay, I put off enough time. Or excuse me, I just had to like update everyone who just came into the stream. But now that I've done that, let's go in here and see who I'm having to fight. Dang, this is a big roof. This is exactly the kind of roof I'd want to fight some sort of like monster on. Skeleton? No, okay, no, they've got skin and hair, so not skeleton. I guess he was just up here chilling. He's gonna kill me for this. He's gonna kill me for that joke. Did I disturb, like, some long-dead king's rest? Was there just some, like, king of Yarnum hanging out here, like, sitting here, and I disturbed their rest? Okay, Martyr Latyrus. Uh-oh! Oh, no! Oh, shoot. Oh, gosh, oh, gosh, oh, gosh, oh, gosh. Oh, no, skulls. Blood skulls. Oh, jeez, that does so much. Okay, back to the big knife. Oh no, he's got two swords. Or no, he's got a siphon sword. I'll read the chat after I die to him. Or if I somehow manage to win, which I don't think is going to happen. You know, let me switch to this. Oh gosh, that did a lot. Is it too much acid? I could maybe push him over the edge. Yeah, okay, I should have gotten back farther. Oh no. Oh, he can fly? What the hell is that? Dang it. Okay, I got him down to about half health that first time. Okay, I love how the chat's giving me I love how the chat's giving me two very different opinions on this guy. And Score just says, time to get crazy, have fun. Robot says, Marty Ligarius, fuck this guy. And Fredhead over on YouTube, Fredhead watching on YouTube says, this guy's one of the coolest bosses of the game IMO. So I'm getting an even split of, I love this guy, and I hate this guy. Fredhead says, so there's a way to stop that attack, but I'll let you figure it out. Alright, so I'm down to 384 lives. I've got, thanks to that donation from Musume, I got a lot of I got like 60 lives back. Which, this is just a reminder that if you're enjoying the stream, please consider donating, because, yeah, the whole point of this Donathon is that I'm playing this game until I run out of lives, and every dollar donated will add more lives. So if you're able to, please consider donating either through subs, bits, gift subs, or direct donations. The latter of which does help out the most, because I'll be able to receive the money you donate immediately, instead of having to wait like a month and a half. But if you can't donate or don't feel like donating, that's totally fine, and thank you for watching the stream. That itself is already worth a lot. Fucker Master Q says, Elrod says she's easy. Orban was my head vein. Orhan was my head vein. Fucker Master Q says my wall was Kos, or some say Cosm, though that probably isn't unexpected. I've heard the stories of Kos, some say Cosm. Yeah, I've heard how difficult Orphanakos is. I can't tell if the boss I just fought, Martyr Ligarius, is really cool or really weird, because on the one hand, like from a visual design, he looks like he does look kind of goofy, like he's an old guy in some robes in a crowd. Like he's an old guy in some robes in a crowd with a big stick. But on the other hand, all his attacks are like blood skull sorcery. Like multiple variations of exploding blood skulls. Yeah, multiple variations of exploding blood skulls. So I'm gonna have to fight my way back through here, I think. Yeah, that is gonna be a pain. I'm gonna have to fight my way back through here every time I try to fight that boss, or lose that boss. Overwatch says, Martyr Ligarius, once a hunter of the church, he led the charge against the blasphemous nobles of Cainhurst. However, their practice of blatant use of blood made it so they could not be killed entirely, so to make sure they could not be released from their seals, Ligarius took his vigil atop the roof to ensure their imprisonment. So I'm guessing he did did something that caused the spooky ghost ladies. Now you might be thinking, Brawl, why do you keep calling them spooky ghost ladies? Doesn't the fact that they're ghost ladies automatically doesn't that automatically mean that they're spooky? And that's not entirely true. Sometimes you can get fun ghost ladies. Like in Paper Mario. Fredhead says, I love his look and his skull attacks. He does have a really good, like, variety of, like, exploding blood skulls. Pokemon Master Q says he's basically Artorias, except he watches over some Blood Witchers rather than the Abyss that drives people into madness-driven murder frenzies. So I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying there, Pokemon Master Q. However, to be fair, like basically Artorias applies to like half the bosses in all of the Soulsborns. Like half the we've been talking about a hypothetical Soulsborne game that is just every area is poison swamps, and every area is poison swamps. And I'm willing to bet that if they made that, like half of the bosses would just be differently colored variants of Artorias, or like instead of like blue, like it'd be like Artorias but with red instead of blue armor, and on his armor, and he'd be like carrying an axe, and then you'd have like purple Artorias but he's carrying a spear. And then you'd have Snake Artorias, who is just literally looks the exact same as Artorias from Dark Souls, but he's also a snake. Oh. Oh, shoot. Robot says, shrug, hard to say. Hard to say for sure. Could have been the hunters purge of the castle, could have been the nobles themselves practicing on their servants. Of course, the nobles practice on their servants. Pokemon Master Cube says, nah, they make every boss the King of the Storm from Demon's Souls, the most annoying gimmick fight. Soulsborne devs do really like having you fight. The Soulsborne devs do really like having you fight, like, a giant boss, like a giant monster, like a really big monster with, like, a great sword that fires wind blasts. They just... If it sounds like I'm mocking them for this, I'm not. I just find it funny. I just find it interesting how many variations of the same exact elements they managed to fit in their games. But I'm not making fun of them for it, because if I was like an accomplished game dev, I would be doing the exact same thing. If I was an accomplished game dev who had made like multiple video games by this point, you would be able to tell what games I had made because you'd see a couple things that I keep throwing in, and you'd be like, "Yep, that's a Brockgeyser game, all right." Pokemon Master Cubes, they even managed to squeeze them into Night Rain and made the most dull Lord even more boring. That reminds me, after the original trailer, we haven't really seen anything about the Duskbloods, have we? Yeah, after the original initial trailer, we haven't really seen anything about the Duskbloods, have we? But get ready for them to announce like the release date, like if I do manage to beat this game, get ready for them to announce the release date of it, like within a month after I beat it. Oh, speaking of which, actually speaking of Nintendo games, I did see that there was a Nintendo Direct yesterday. I'm probably gonna watch it on Sunday stream. I am interested to see like what they announced in the Direct, but I've been making good progress in Bloodborne today, so I'm gonna just keep playing Bloodborne. Hey, can I just run past them? Ow. 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 Pokemon Master Cube says, we got an update in FromSoft's AGM from late last year. Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, so the Switch 2 version, was delayed into the first half of 2026. Duskbloods is ETA. Now I know that if I remember correctly, Elden Ring Night Ring wasn't made by like the main From Software development team. It was like made by another developer or like a different team. Oh, okay. I wonder if it's the same thing. I wonder if that's the same case for I wonder if it's the same case for like Duskbloods, if that is being made by the main From Software dev team, or like by a different team. We've actually got less than an hour left in the stream. Okay, so I'll try to get as far. I'll see if I can, like, fight this boss. Or I'll keep fighting this boss and see if I can beat him. And we'll just see how far I get by the end of the night. Bucky Master Cube says, the game director for Night Ring was the combat director for Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, and Elden Ring. It was basically Miyazaki's second in command on those. Ah, gotcha. Alright, let's try this again. See, I might not read... Okay, I'll get to any chat messages or donations that are made. I'll get to them after I win or die. Die more likely, but I'll get to them after I die. But I'm gonna try to focus on fighting this guy. Oh, got him. That didn't do a lot. So I can use this to block some of the attacks, but not all of them. That does like half of my health. I thought I could get far enough. Gosh dang it. The things that were helping me to... The rooftop that was helping me was my own undoing. And I'm now down to 383 lives, so, this should be like... Yeah, I'm now down to 383 lives out of 648. Alright, I'll go challenge them a few more times. It doesn't look like there's any ally I can summon, like, around here, which is unfortunate. Fucking Mascu says, Night Ring is just meant to just be a celebration of the Souls Ring series. On top of being a different sort of game, they want to experiment with the game. Hence why it's ultimately an asset reusage game with only a few limited usage of new things. But they put their work in and made it all work, so it doesn't feel like an asset flip. Oh no, the, one thing I am very happy about, as far as, like, From Software is going, is that it looks like Elden Ring has made so much money that now From Software is like, okay, we could just, like, experiment a bit with and, like, make new things. Like, they brought back Armored Core with Armored Core 6, which I'm happy about, but I do wish they'd, like, maybe, like, release, like, an expansion for it, like they did with the From Soft game, like the Soulsborne games. Yeah, Armored Core 6 was really great. I'm glad we got that. And then there was, Armored Core 6 was really great, and I'm really glad we got that. Then there's, like, now they got Elden Ring, Night Ring, and we got, like, the Dustbloods coming up. So yeah, it looks like they've got... It looks like they're really willing to experiment. Yeah, with how much money Elden Ring made, they're now going back into their experimental era. Poker Master Cube says the push for more experimental things is now Miyazaki being the boss of the studio. Alright. Actually, I'm gonna... Oh, dang it! Come on. Okay, so that could actually one-shot them if I can just pull out the full charge. Okay, maybe not. I do think I've got, like, a pretty good, like, set of 2 weapons here that can kind of... Well, I don't know. Maybe I could get something even better, but I feel like for most of the rest of the game, these 2 will carry me. Because the Blade of Mercy is, like, the faster, like, blade that I usually go... is, like, the faster sort of weapon I usually go with. And overall, it's working really well for me. And if I want to do a bit more damage... And if I want to do a bit more damage, and I'm okay with it being slower... Yeah, if I want to do a bit more damage and I'm okay with it being slower, then, yeah. Bloodborne's Holy Blade really helps me out. Oh, gosh. Pokemon Master Cube says, in interviews for he has mentioned all sorts of ideas he's been shopping about to get publishers to get backing, and he managed some basic concept demos made by a small team who exists to make these quick concept demos. Oh, interesting. But yeah, I feel like it really does sound like with Elden Ring being like Elden Ring. I don't know how much it sold, but I'm guessing it sold. Considering people are still regularly playing it now. It sounds like it sold really well, in which case... And was like one of the best-selling games of the year it came out. So, in which case, it sounds like they're now entering the time where like, okay, we could be a bit more experimental. We could try a bunch of different things now. Sneak past them. Hoping one of those ladies follow me in here, so I can fight them like 1 or 2 on 1. Okay, that works. Pokemon Master Cube says, so April 2025 is the last figures I could find for Elden Ring sales, which was just Bandai announced it crossed 30 million. Dang, that's good. That's good. Hold on, I'm gonna compare for a little bit. No, okay, well, okay, I can't really think of... maybe Tears of the Kingdom. That might be a good game to compare, like, sales-wise. Okay, so, for a comparison, Tears of the Kingdom... Oh, let me just actually get a little bit more. Okay, so... For comparison, Tears of the Kingdom has sold about 22.40 million by December 2025. Now, these aren't the best reference points for numbers. Yeah, these aren't the best reference points because there's a... because Elden Ring released in like 2020, February 2022, and Tears of the Kingdom released in like 2023. But still, 30 million's a lot. Actually, okay, you know what? An even better comparison might be... So, even though even though Square, like the people at Square Enix are idiots, or excuse me, even though the not the developers, but even though the heads of Square Enix are idiots and think that FF7 Rebirth sales of like 10 million in the year it came out sucks, which it's not. That's really good. Elden Ring has made 3 times that. Oh, come on. I can't believe I missed that. Okay. I'm so embarrassed that I missed that I'm just gonna leave. Pokemon Master says, plus about 10 million buying the DLC or the combined base package game plus DLC package. Yeah, 30 million sales is really good. Alright, okay, yeah, so we got about 40 minutes. We got about 40 minutes left. I'll try to fight Ligarius here a couple more times. We'll see how I do. Oh, I'm running out. Dang, I'm running out of I think I'm running out of blood vials, which is not good. Pokemon Master Q says, Night Rain did 5 million in 6 months. Makes sense. It is like a spin-off of, I think, like a spin-off of Elden Ring, so it makes sense. And it was like, it's a Soulsborne game that was like heavily advertised as being like multiplayer focused, which, I mean, there are like, something I've seen in recent months is like people like making mods for like seamless co-op in like the different, like the various Soulsborne games. Like, I've seen like people like playing like with a seamless co-op mod for like Dark Souls 1 and Elden Ring. So it makes sense that like a multiplayer focused Elden Ring, like a Soulsborne game, we get a lot of people's money. Pokemon Master Q says the seamless co-op mods have existed for ages. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Gonna try this again. Actually, no, let me use this. I'll try it with this weapon. Uh, 382 lives remaining. So I really don't want to get caught by that thing, it looks like. How much blood vials do I have left? Just 10, okay. Well, just 9 now, because I accidentally used that one. Okay, I'm gonna go get some more blood vials. Yeah, I really need some more blood vials. Also, let me check the Insight store. Maybe there's some new things I can get from my Insight. Okay. Just enough of that. Pokemon Rescue says, well, Dark Souls 3 had it first, then the guy did other things, but popularity made him come back to do Elden Ring. And then he went to do Dark Souls 1, but he got interrupted by Shadow of the Erdtree. Then he went back to Dark Souls 1. Then got interrupted by Night Rain. Then get back to Dark Souls 1 and basically finished it, and only just started Dark Souls 2. I see. Yeah, okay, can't. Anything here. Let me check this. Okay, so what is this gun? Special pistol used by Cainhurst Knights. The Evelyn uses Quicksilver bullets, just as many workshop firearms, but the Cainhurst variant relies more on blood tinged. Lovingly named after a woman and graced with the intricate designs. The Evelyns were adored by Cainhurst Knights. Relies more on blood tinge, so I need higher blood tinge to use it. Well, do I have any... Wait, what's this? A register listing all known Vile Bloods. Rather the record of the Vile Bloods loyal to the Covenant of Annalise, including the Vile Bloods at Cainhurst Castle. A record of the Vile Bloods, bloodlusting hunters who seek blood dregs of their prey, kept throughout the ages. Oh, okay, that's an online item. Oh, wait. I actually have the Knight's Wig. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's not a wig. That's a tiny hat. Let me actually switch that out. Okay, what about the beak mask? There, that looks a little bit better. Although, I might actually switch it back to... Let me take a look at some of the other things I've gotten. So I've got, okay, Black Hooded Iron Helm. Yeah, let me take a look at some of the other things I've got. Church Guard. Well, that hood does... Okay, it fits on her a bit awkwardly, so maybe not use that. Okay, actually, how's that look? No. I guess... Well, no, I guess I'll just stick with the Yarnum Hunter cap. Although that also fits on there... That also fits on her a little awkwardly. But I won't. Okay, I'm going to... Let me go to... Forsaken Castle Cainhurst. So just a little reminder, I'll be back on Sunday, returning to God Hand. And then next Tuesday I'll be returning to the Bloodborne. For the Bloodborne Emergency Donothon. And then also just a little reminder that even though I won't be playing Bloodborne on Sunday, any donations made will still count towards the Bloodborne Emergency Donathon. Which we are now working our way towards the $700 donation goal. So we're over, like, we're 2/3 of the way through the donation goals. I don't know how far in the game I am now. I'm at least Because I beat Rom, I'm at least halfway, but... Yeah, because I beat Rom, I'm at least halfway, but... I'm not sure exactly how far I am. Especially because I'm in, like, an optional area right here. Dang it. Nope, that's not good. Oh, no, 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 no. Ah, okay, no. Why not this too long for that? Damn it. Okay, 381 lives remaining. Okay, let me think for a second. Besides beating this area here, which I don't even know what I get for beating this area here, but I'm assuming I get something. But besides beating this area, there's going back to Yahar'gul. I still need to start the DLC, so that's an option as well. Okay, going back to Yahar'gul. They're starting the DLC, and... Oh, returning to the Nightmare Frontier. So those are kind of like, I guess after... I'm going to keep trying to fight my way... I'm going to keep trying to fight Logarius, but... Those are kind of like, if I keep losing to him and decide I want to try, maybe, like, go somewhere else for a little bit. Those are kind of my options right now. Is returning to Yahar'gul and continuing to explore it now that it's been, like, now that it's gotten even worse. Start the DLC or, yeah, start the DLC or, explore more of the Nightmare Frontier. Return to the Nightmare Frontier. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. There's my blood echoes. I don't want to stay out of the path of that one enemy who's like shooting stuff at me that does something to me. I can't really tell exactly what it does. But when that one little servant guy shoots me, it does something. Okay, now I'll need to heal. There. Okay, let me just try running past him. Okay, so I have to take those stairs right up there to head here, but I can kind of just run past them into this room and then like attack them as they follow me through. Bucker Mascu says, I need to get to bed, but before I go, I will give you one important piece of advice when you beat Logarius. Put the crown on before checking the area behind him. Okay? Night, Pokemaster Cube. I'll have to remember that. Okay, I'll have to remember that because I don't know how long it's going to be until I beat him. Yeah, I might have to make a note of that because again, I have no idea how long it'll take me before I'm able to beat him. Okay, let me try. No. Can I like? No, I needed one. Oh, there he is. Okay. Uh-oh. No, I was trying to get him since he fell off, but I instead drew her attention. Yeah, I can't tell exactly what him shooting me does, but it does something. Because now there's like a mark on... Yeah, because like after he does, there's like a mark on the back of Shirley Brewing's head for a little bit. Alright. I really... Okay, it's like 7:35, so I've really only got like 2 or 3 more times I can try fighting him. But if I lose all my remaining blood vials, it's gonna be quite a few less times. But good to know I can kind of just run past these guys. I don't really have to fight. Yeah, if I could just do this right, I could kind of just run past them and not expend any resources trying to fight them. Especially because I have to fight like a whole bunch of those ghost ladies before I can leave the room. All right, so no, not through there. Okay, gonna try this again. See how far I get this time. I guess I'll go with. Yeah, I think I did my best when I did Dual Blades of Mercy, so... That's not a good start at all. Gosh dang it. not really doing a lot of damage to him, and I'm using up a lot of bullets. I had to do it one more time. Yeah, I'm using up a lot of blood vials. I'm not doing well. I'm using up a lot of blood vials. It looks like if I can attack him at the right time, I can't stop him before he casts. Before he casts. Okay, I can run through that. Dang it. Okay, I don't think I have enough blood vials to try and fight him again. Yeah, like, every one of his attacks drops me down to, like, less than half health. He could easily two-shot me. And I don't think anyone here drops blood vials, so... Can't really grab any more from around here. Yeah, I've only got 10 of them left, which is not good. I think I've used up all the blood vials I got from going to that one chalice dungeon. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the Hunter's Dream. I don't think I've got enough blood vials to try and fight him again tonight. Unless I just quickly get, like, a lot of them. I could maybe go to that one chalice dungeon again and get a bunch of blood echoes and then spend them all on blood vials again. That's what I did previously, and it worked really well. But that means I'd have to leave the game and go online, which I'm a little worried will cause the stream to go down. Will cause the stream to go down. It's worth doing because it's worth trying because I can get a lot of blood vials like really quickly. So yeah, I'll do it. Ace Curses, I don't think you need to be online for the Chalice dungeon if you already made the dungeon. No, I tried searching for it before, and yeah, I kind of need to be online in order to do it. But here, I'm gonna go do that dungeon again, and then spend all the blood echoes on the getting more blood vials. Also, yeah, we've got like less than 20 minutes left. We've got less than 20 minutes left. I don't think I'm beating Ligarius tonight. Ace Curse says, oh, you didn't keep the dungeon after you made it. No. Okay, I guess I'll keep it around then. Yeah, okay, if that's the case where I can just keep it around and not, like, remove the chalice, that it'll stay around even in offline mode, then yeah, I guess I'll just keep it around. That way I don't have to go online in order to access it. Yeah, I'm gonna go in here 2 or 3 times just to get enough blood echoes, and I'm gonna spend all the blood echoes on blood vials. That way I don't... Because that'll just help me... that way I don't have to go running around searching for them. And yeah, so uh, I'll be back on again. I'll be back on Sunday with more continuing God Hand, and I'll be back on next Tuesday with more. I'll be playing more Bloodborne for the Bloodborne Emergency Donathon next Tuesday. That's when it will continue. Alright, now we return there. Actually, hold on. Let me check something here for a second.
Well, what is it?
So I need...
Let me...
No, I won't. Okay, I was thinking of maybe...
Farewell, good hunter.
I was thinking of maybe, like, using some of the blood echoes to, like, quickly level up my blood tinge, so I can use that new gun I got, but... No, let me not do that. No surprise that most Yarnomites are heavy users of blood. But yeah, we've only... Yeah, I'll go here like 1 or 2 more times, and then I think I'll just go ahead and spend all the echoes on blood vials. Yeah, let's see... Let me see how many blood vials this will get me. $231. That'll be good. And I'll buy a single Quicksilver bullet. And I don't think there's anything else I want to get here. Oh, let me check this. Okay, so this rifle is employed by... Makes up in range. Okay. Now, for the next couple of levels, I should probably build up my blood tinge so I can use this pistol I got. Okay, that's good now. So let me go back to... Okay, we got like less than 15 minutes left. I'll try to fight Logarius like 1 or 2 more times, and then we'll have to call it there for the night. But... Thank y'all for all the donations, and thank y'all for all the well wishes as far as getting this job. It's gonna be... I finally reached... I haven't reached, like... This basically means that I have finally reached... once I start this job, I will have finally reached the starting point towards getting to where I want to be. I want to just try running through here. Okay, let's give it a try. Just avoiding all enemies. Oh, they weren't happy about that. Let me see if I can see if any of them are... Oh, yep, okay. There's one of them. Oh wait, they don't notice me, so let me just... Yeah, if they don't notice me, I can just run right up here. Alright, and... Thank goodness there's, like, no enemies right here, because that'd be a real pain to deal with. Then I'll just run right past these man-bats. And, okay. I gotta say, though, it is a little weird, it is a little annoying, and kind of, it is kind of cheap that the game is like, okay, you have to go down here in order to progress to the boss, but you're gonna take fall damage. Like, I know that you take fall damage in all these games, but still, it's just like, yeah, this is the path you have to take, and you're gonna have to take fall damage to do it. Even though, now it is only just a little, but still. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Oh, he broke his own chair. So I can... Oh, okay, so I can dodge through that. So I can, like, run in... If I dodge into that... Yeah, I can run into the stone. What? Really? Okay. Wait, why can I... Okay. What the... Okay. 379 lives remaining. Ace Coach says, oh, there's worse examples of this mentality in the series. Oh, I'm sure there are. Oh, there's absolutely are. Okay, I think I got enough time to try it. I got enough time to try it one more time. To try fighting him one more time, but that'll have to be it. Then I'll have to decide who we're gonna raid. I know that Hang Time's still live with their Dragon Quest as long as you want it. But I believe Edward Bosco is also live with M&W Flashbang And I haven't gotten the raid boss going sometime. Okay, we're gonna try running through here, see how well this goes. Okay. They've stopped searching for me, so let me climb. So yeah, if I could just run through there, not get killed, and then just wait a little bit off to the side for them to forget that I just ran off there, then I could just sneakily climb up this ladder and just go past them without having to fight any of them. Yeah, we got... Thanks to Lusume, I've got about like 60 more lives now, but I have lost quite a few lives tonight. Like, I'm down to like 379 out of 648. That's... So that would be about... I think I still have over half of my lives remaining, but that's like... Yeah, so that'd be like 324 would be like half of my lives remaining. So I still got over that. I've still got over half my lives remaining, but still. I've lost like almost 300 lives. Oh, hello. Okay, let me look around here and see if there's anyone I can summon to help me out. I don't think so. I didn't see any, like... Usually they put, like... Usually this game puts, like, the summon things, like, pretty clearly where you... Like, where you can see them pretty clearly, but... I'm not seeing any around here. So it might just be the case of I can't summon any NPCs to help me out. No. Nah, doesn't look like it. Okay. Doesn't look like it, so I'll go and fight him again. This will have to be my last chance. If I don't beat him, then if I don't beat him now, this will have to wait until I'll have to try to fight him again on Tuesday. I'll just immediately with this blood sorcery. Gosh damn it. I was doing pretty well there until I got caught in those scythe swings. Alright. that's gonna have to be it for the night. So thank y'all for tuning in. I'll be back again. Be back on Sunday with more. God Hand, and then I'll be returning to this next Tuesday. Yeah, let's go back to the Hunter's Dream. Don't want to get jumped by any flea people. Okay, now as for who we're gonna raid, I think. You know what? Farting Tart's also live, and we haven't got. Farting Tart's also live, and we haven't gotten to raid Tart in a long time. So, yeah, we're gonna go raid Farting Tart. So, thank y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all have a good rest of y'all's. Hope y'all have a good weekend, a good Saturday, and I hope I can see you on Sunday. Good night, everyone.